Hey guys, I hope you guys had a wonderful day trading today and investing overall. The markets have been rough waters for traders in general. People are getting chopped up all over the place. We're going to be doing some GameStop analysis here, and we're going to be reviewing the charts and taking a look to see what's going on. So. We'll start off with the daily or the weekly. Why not the weekly? You never really started off with the weekly on this chart here. So if I were to clean everything up, how do I hide everything? Is there a way to hide all my accounts? Anyways, maybe I can get a more clean chart. Like if I were to get like on something else, maybe here, just very quickly. On the weekly, GameStop is actually looking not too bad. You have this big bottoming tail, right? This is just technical analysis, very basic. You have a nice bottoming tail on the weekly time frame. That is something I like. Now we'll get back to my chart. We'll look at the daily time frame. We've got a nice impulse from the area that I've bought, and I said that we were probably truncating and maybe coming to an end early. And then we broke out of the daily cycle. Very good things. Two positive things. Good reaction off the lows, right? Ahead of the target area. And we broke out. Now, where are we? Let's get on to the smaller time frames, the nitty gritty. The 1 hour, right? Why not? I still think that we're probably in some kind of two right now. I don't think that this is still the wave one. It could be, right? It could be the wave one still. But when I look at the smaller time frames, I'm thinking that this is a little bit too much for this to be an extended fifth wave like this. I would put the 5 here, right? And all this mess, this is something like an A, a B, and now we're going to get a C tomorrow. And the wave 2 is going to pull back. To what extent and how deep the wave 2 is going to go, I'll use some indicators to see when I see GameStop bottoming out. So overall, I still think we're in a kind of a choppy mess. It's nice though. GameStop has been going up, right, and holding up very well against the markets. So overall, I think GameStop is probably going to do a choppy mess here, but will ultimately be going higher again inside of this wave 3, and earnings are approaching, so this is exciting, right? This is pretty exciting. I'm curious to see where the count is going to be when earnings come, because I can tell you right now, if earnings, if we finish the wave 1 near earnings, I'm not going to be bullish on earnings. I'm actually going to be a little bit skeptical, because we're going to need a pullback to complete wave 2, right? And most likely earnings, if we're at the highs of wave 1 on earnings, there could be another disappointment, right? Another disappointment. Investors are going to be disappointed again like they were last time, right? Right here. Right? Earnings came, or was it here? Was it here, or maybe here? Yeah, it was right here. When earnings came, people were very excited, and then big disappointment, gap down. But it ended up being a big buy area. So if it does that, man, am I going to be ready to load the boat again on some more GameStop? So wave 1, I'm putting it up here. We don't know where it's going to go yet, because the count has not evolved enough. We go wave by wave, and right now I still think we're in wave 2. So when this completes, we'll be in wave 3, right? Wave 3 can go up, right? We'll see where this ends. When this ends, then we'll see where wave 4 goes. When wave 4 ends, we get wave 5, then we'll know we have our first larger impulse off the lows, which is going to be great. But then we want to be careful for wave 2. Now, if we are already done this count by earnings, is it next week? By earnings next week, then I'm actually going to be, like, if the wave 2 is in already on earnings, I'm going to be extremely bullish. I'm going to do something I don't usually do, and I'm going to be buying some calls. I'm going to be a little risk on GameStop, because now we're going to be buying, the dip and possibly some calls on a 3 of 3 moment, right? On a wave 3, inside of a larger wave 3. So this is something that's it's going to get really bullish, right? We could see gap ups, we could see prices run out of control and shorts panic and all, all this stuff that people keep talking about all the time. So that's some kind of an idea, right? A bit of a trade idea, a bit of a mindset that where I'm thinking what I'm going to be doing depending on each scenario. Right now, we've gotten a breakout out of the daily cycle, not the 4 hour. The 4 hour cycle, we got a breakout too, but it's not strong right now. It looks like it wants to curl back in. The daily is a bit better, although, like I said last time, the daily can do something like this, where it bleeds down still, but it's still above, and then eventually you take off, right? You burn the call option premiums, and you it's a theta burn, and you just destroy everyone's willingness to hold, and everyone gives up. So I think we had this one last time, and it was an immediate breakout, right? And that was exciting. I think we also had something like this here too, right? A bit of a downsloping one where it broke and it did nothing for a bit, and then you eventually start to take off, and this was the move that really kickstarted everything, and then you could do the other one after. So right now we have this one. We have a daily cycle breakout. We just got to take it from there now. Let's take a look at the daily time frame. We'll take a look at the weekly too. So the weekly, very good, very nice. I think I was talking about this last time. The money flow is curving, exactly what we want to see. Slowdown on the dual band strength index. We are getting some better numbers. Before last week, we're getting some dirt poor numbers. 14 to -3, very bearish. 4-day time frame. Ooh, baby. That red money flow, she's recovering really nicely. Look at that VWAP curving. This is what we want to see in the VWAP. Nice curves. Same thing for the ladies. You want to see some nice curves, right? Beautiful. Momentum is curling in too. Amazing. 3-day time frame. We just closed a 3-day candle on a green dot. Mwah! Love it. Love to see it. Now, I want to see follow through, right? 2-day time frame. Very bullish too. 21 and a -3 on the dual band strength index. You got green money flow. Although not a lot. You got a little bit. The daily time frame. Still looking very solid. Actually, one of the strongest candles was today. -5 and a 24 on the dual band strength index. Although, even though we got the strongest candle today, I still think this outcome is still very possible. Just put it in your head, right? That just because a lot of these larger time frame indicators are signaling bottoming and longing, and if you're looking to pick up some GameStop in the short term, you got to be ready for anything, right? So if this happens tomorrow, don't be shocked, right? But I could also be wrong. I can 100% be wrong, and the wave 2's in, and we take off. And I'm not saying don't buy GameStop. I even posted when I was buying down here. I was buying at 22, 21.75. Is where I added to my positions again. And we had a nice reversal off the lows. We'll take a look at the smaller time frames now. The 4 hour. Okay, now you're starting to see a little bit more bearishness. We're still in the red money flow. You got the momentum waves curling in, right? No red dot yet or anything like that, but that could, again, that could come tomorrow. And you do something like this, where the price rolls, right? And then the momentums roll, but then you find your bottom, you find a footing real quick. It doesn't have to be here. It could be even here or here. It really depends. I gotta be careful. I'm drawing here. I'm gonna get banned on Reddit. But yeah, and then you get a tight momentum wave, and you get a green dot. That's your trigger wave right there. That is when you want to be, if you're looking for call options, 0DT, that's usually when you play them, right? On the short-term signals like this, that have really strong, tight momentum waves with a green dot. The same can be applied to the red dots, right? Tight momentum wave, very tight. And look at the move that followed through after. All right, but I'm not saying to short GameStop. I'm just giving you guys examples of the move. So that's what we're looking for. The daily is in green money. Sorry, not the daily. The 1 hour is in green money flow. Again, just chopping about, not really doing much. 30-minute time frame and some nice green money flow, actually. I still think the momentum waves, though, have opened towards the downside, so may get a dip buy opportunity. We'll get on to Wave Edge version 2. So no new signals on the weekly, the 4-day, the 3-day. Again, I just run these through the larger time frames pretty quickly. There's nothing really that's grabbing my attention right now. The 4-hour and the 1-hour, there's not much going on either in terms of selling. So that's what I like to see. I don't like to see too much selling. 30-minute time frame. So you already see some big buyers here took some profits on their GameStop pump here, and as it's grinding higher, I guess we'll see on the smaller time frames. Are they shaving more off the table? Yeah, it looks like they're shaving some profits off the table here, right? So I guess some people who are buying the dip at the very, very lows are already shaving some profits off the table. They're taking some gains. The daily time frame on Wave Edge version 1, there's not much to it here either. No new signals or anything like that's grabbing my attention. The 4-hour and the 1-hour, nothing much. 30-minute time frame, nothing here either. I find that Wave Edge version 1 works quite good on the small time frames if you're looking for intraday trades and stuff like that. But 5-minute and the 1-minute, like, I don't want to give you guys this kind of analysis because it's too short term. You gotta just understand the bigger picture of where we are in this cycle, and I think we are near a wave 2 bottom. And again, it still has not really confirmed because a lot of things can develop, right? And a lot of people want a guarantee, and I can't give you a guarantee, and nobody can. And if someone's giving you a guarantee on the internet and saying this is it, you have to go all in, it's a guaranteed pump tomorrow, they're just full of shit, right? And they're just telling you exactly what you want to hear, and it feels good in the moment, and then when it doesn't play out, it's big disappointment, and you hate that person, and then you unfollow them, right? And I'm not here to tell you that. I'm not here to tell you, oh, we're gonna pump right to like tomorrow or to today. No, I can't tell you that. I don't know that. I don't know that either, right? I don't have any insider information. So I'm just telling you what the count is doing, where we are in the chart, where my targeted areas are, right? And you can even map out short-term rejection points and target areas. We've been doing that. I was doing that all over on Bitcoin today, right? Like on Bitcoin, I'll just give you a quick example, right? Short area, nailed to the T. Buy area, nailed to the T. But again, not a strong reaction. So this could develop, right? Waves can morph into other waves, and it could develop. It could come up into this area, and if it comes up to here, then it's a short, and if it dumps down, then it's a buy, right? And the target areas move alongside the price, so you got to readjust all the time. And people like to say, "Is it moving the goalpost?" No, not at all. Okay, you don't want to move the goalpost? Fine, let's not move it, and let's just lose a bunch of money in the process. Stupidity, right? As a trader, you need to adapt to price movements and price changes. And I'm just here to give you guys an idea of where we are in the cycle. And I'm not here to sell you hopes and dreams. I'm just here to report on what the market is doing. And I to give you kind of like my final idea here. A lot of this trade, a lot of GameStop's positioning, and all the stuff that I'm doing is heavily reliant on what the stock market is doing, right? And if the stock market is gonna just dump tomorrow or rally, right, it's gonna have an effect on GameStop. And I'll give you another piece of information. So one thing I read on the forum as well. So I think the Qs and the SPY are, under tremendous pressure right now. Like all eyes are on the indices. Everyone's buying the dip. People are panicking, unloading shares of this, that. We don't really know where the indices are going for now because they're in a bit of a no trade area. If they were to dump, right, this would come in line with the GameStop theory of that, we're going to pull back tomorrow, but not that much because GameStop seems to be holding up very well even under indices, dumping. So that would be a nice thing to see. And then I think the Qs will bounce back, or the SPY. It doesn't really matter what indice. I think they're kind of all going in the same direction. I think we would get a nice relief rally back up to, you know, some levels like 580, 590, somewhere around and a little bit over that 200-day moving average, which would get a lot of people euphoric and back into the market, and the algos will start buying. But I fear that this could fail again, and we're gonna, you know, maybe the orange man Trump is gonna come out with some more bearish news or whatever, and then we completely dump down once again another 10%. That would put the market in full panic mode, and that, depending on where GameStop is, right? If we were at the highs here and that happens, and you know, and the markets are here, I would be worried that this low is going to be tested, right? Or we're going to be, this is where the GameStop investors are going to be put under the full pressure of the market, and we're going to see if people are going to be able to hold the line at this pivot. Now, if we're already down here and the markets are up here, I read that, again, I'm not 100% on this, but there's this theory that when the market dumps, the shorts are going to cover for whatever reason. And if that happens, I guess GameStop surges on a market correction. But to counteract that, like whatever that person posted, we just had a pretty decent sized correction in the market. Not a crash. Right? Oh, maybe, I mean, like a small mini crash, 10%. But GameStop did not go up. We went down, right? And it was following the count. So let's see where we're at in the count when all this stuff happens, and if it does happen, and we'll do some more analysis then. And to kind of finally wrap it up, there's some people in the forum that make really good posts, and you guys should just look at their posts too. And like I was reading one where we were up here in the 597s on the SPY, and one guy was saying he was really concerned about a significant market drawdown, big correction coming, because everyone thought, oh my god, it's the V bottom where hit the lows, and everyone on FinTwit or, you know, X, and it was posting time to buy calls, or V shaping up the new all time. And then that one guy, I don't even know if he had that many upvotes, but he was really concerned, and he posted this whole spiel about why he thinks we're gonna tank and all this stuff. And you know what? He was right. He was right on the dot. I think that it was probably like one day before or the day after, and then we just, you know, puked all the way down. So there's a lot of good posts out there. So feel free to just check them out. Anyways, that's all I have to say for today, guys. Just be ready. Have some capital ready to deploy if we do get this test here. Again, flats are very nasty. It's very hard to gauge where they can go in terms of a ABC correction, but usually flats get a nice reaction. And again, I can 100% be wrong, and this level doesn't hold. But usually you want to end between the 236 and the 1.618. So this is where your target area would be if you were trying to find a dip buy, and if we are in a wave 2, it should do something like this, right? And it doesn't look like there's that much room left on the 15 minutes. So maybe it's a quick dip and go, right? Maybe it's a dip and go, and then you impulse out, and then you're off to the races in wave 3. That would not surprise me one bit. And then by the end of the week, or maybe by Monday, Tuesday, we're back at 25. Back at 25, trying to take out 26, right, in the extended fifth wave. You know, it really depends. We don't know how the count's going to go. I can't make market predictions on data that I don't have. All right. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for watching, and thank you for the support as always. Everyone seems to be very nice. Peace.